What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, we are a full-time RV travel nurse family. We have been living in our 40-foot fifth wheel for the last 3.5 years, and around the last 3 years, we have been traveling around the country, homeschooling our kids. My wife's a travel nurse, so we've been going contract to contract, different states, checking things out, having a good time and exploring the United States. Well, when we set out on this journey, one of our main things was to find some property, and I'm glad to say we have done that, and I'll talk about more of that later. But during this whole adventure of life we've been living the last 3.5 years, we've had one 300 amp hour lithium battery, and I wanted to share with you guys what you can actually do with only 300 amp hours of battery, because that's a small battery system, but yet it packs a big punch, and there is quite a bit you can do. I bet you it does more than you think it can do, and I'm going to share with you that stuff. And since we found 40 acres and we are currently building our homestead right now, I'm actually building a house right now down the hill here. And now the whole time of traveling, we had never had any solar. The only way we could charge the battery back up was to use the generator or to plug into shore power somewhere. And we stayed a lot of places for free, so we didn't really have lots of places to plug in. The main source to recharge the battery would be the generator. But I'm gonna let you know what you can and can't use with just that system, and let you know how often that you actually have to recharge that battery of that size. Now that we have the homestead and we're building the house, thank goodness to SUNGOLDPOWER Solar, they reached out, wanted to send me a couple solar panels to try out, and I said, heck yeah, you're gonna send me some free solar panels? Send them my way. So that's what they did. And I gotta tell you, that is game changer, because now with the SUNGOLDPOWER solar system, or not solar system, but the solar, and with my battery and what I had already had, we are completely self-sufficient. I still have the generator. Occasionally we fire it up for certain things, more of like using big tools like a welder and things like that. And I'd say we're about 98% self-sufficient right now just off the solar in the battery. Running a refrigerator, a swamp cooler, charging all of our stuff, the TV, using a microwave, all that good stuff, and I'm gonna get into all that. But I'm telling you, you will be amazed at what you can do with only 300 amp hours of lithium battery. So let's check it out. All right, here's what I got here. I got this 300 amp hour ampere time battery. It's a 12 volt battery, and behind it I got a 3000 watt Renogy inverter. Pretty basic system, but it works great. So now I'm going to share with you guys what we've been able to do the last 3 years while traveling around the country with just our 300 amp hours of lithium battery with no solar involved at all. So with no inverter on at all, your battery is powering all your lights in the trailer. It's powering our 2 slides that we have, and any other 12 volt things that are going on in the trailer, like chargers, things like that. But if you want to be able to use your TV or microwave or toaster or whatever it is that you got that plugs into a regular 120 outlet like you have in your house, you'll need to turn the inverter on. Now you're going to start using quite a bit more power than you were with just the 12 volt system. And when we're traveling, we don't have the inverter on. It's just the regular 12 volt, whatever 12 volt system's going on here. But in the evening when we get somewhere after we're done traveling for the day, my wife likes to have the TV on or something, kids hang out, watch a movie, do that kind of stuff. So that's when we flip the inverter on. And when the inverter is on, now I have full regular power to the whole trailer. Just like you would in your house, you can go to any outlet in the house and you can go ahead and plug stuff in and use it. Obviously it's gonna start draining your battery down. But with all that stuff going on, using the TV at nighttime, now my wife has a CPAP machine that runs all night long. And we did run that on 12 volt before, just with an adapter, and it actually uses less power using the inverter at night with the plug that came with it versus using the 12 volt adapter. So something to keep in mind right there. So with the CPAP on every night, watching TV most nights when we got somewhere just to relax before we head to bed, we could typically go and not have to charge this battery except for about every other day. Every other day we'd have to fire up the generator to recharge the system so I have plenty of power to work my slides, do whatever I need to do while we're traveling during the day. You know, we stop for lunch and take a break, we just pull over on the side of the road somewhere. Depends on how long we're staying, as if we turn the inverter on what we're doing, or if we need the microwave or toaster or whatever it is that we need. That all plays into how much your battery will last you. Now for us, like I say, every other day we'd have to turn the generator on when traveling to recharge the system. Now, if we're somewhere in bad weather or whatever, we're not going outside, or we're staying somewhere overnight because we just need a down day to do nothing, and we have the inverter on, we're watching TV, maybe the microwave got used, things like that. Now we're getting to where we're going to have to turn that generator on later that day to recharge the system, to make sure there's enough power through the night for the CPAP system, and to make sure there's enough power when we wake up in the morning to get everything going. So obviously the more stuff you use, the more power it's going to draw. So our situation might not be the same as your situation, but we are a family of 5. It's me, my wife, 3 kids, our dogs. And so, you know, we use a decent amount of power. We are very conservative, though. We will, you know, conserve on the power, make sure lights are off, don't let the water stuff run, like, you know, because you got to do those little things like that if you want to have a system like this actually last you and work well for you. So a lot of people out there ask, you know, what can you do, you know, if you have a 3,000 watt inverter or a 2,000 watt inverter and you only have X amount of battery, like 200 amp hours, 300 amp hours. I don't know the lower numbers, I just know for the 300 amp. And for the 300 amp hours, and with our 3,000 watt inverter, it's more than enough power to run our microwave, to run our toaster, to use our TV, it'll power the refrigerator, you know, it'll power all that stuff. And it will also power the smaller air conditioner that's on the roof in my bedroom. I think it's like a 13,000 BTU or something. I never tried it with our big one, our 15,000 or whatever that is out here in the living room. It's on a different circuit, so I haven't even tried that, but there is enough power to run the other air conditioner in the bedroom. Now, I only turned it on for a couple minutes just to see if it worked, and it did work. Obviously, that's going to drain the battery down way fast. It'd be like using your microwave nonstop, right? It's just that battery's, it's just going to get sucked down, and you're not going to have any power. So you definitely got to be cautious on what you're doing and how many things you're using, unless you want to fire up that generator to recharge your battery, or you know you're going somewhere that night that's going to have hookups where you can power to plug in, and then you just, you know, then you can charge your system through your charger and all that stuff. But for a basic system, if you don't have a lot of money and you know you want to upgrade your battery, you need a little bit more power. The battery that I got at the time, I spent over $1,000 on it, but right now they're on Amazon for about $750. Mine's an Ampere brand, which is also LITHIUM or LITHIUM, however you want to say that. That's what's the new name of that same exact battery I have is called. It's like the same as Chins. Chins is popular. They're all made at the same place, those batteries right there. It's been a great battery. No issues, no overheating issues, no cool, you know, during the winter time. That's why I put the battery where I did underneath the stairs in there, so it's more of inside the house versus outside where it's going to get cold and stuff, because with the lithium, you got to be careful charging it in the cold weather. But if you can figure that out, or you add a heating pad or whatever the case may be, you can get that under control. The lithium works just fine in the wintertime, no issues at all. So I would say a 300 amp hour battery is a great upgrade over your stock batteries that came with your system. Typically they'll come with like 2 12-volt deep cycle type batteries. You know, and you can hook an inverter to that and use it. You're just not going to have as much power. A lead acid battery, you really can't use more than about 50% of the battery, because then the battery can go bad. A lithium battery, I've actually had ours down to 2%. And that's because I left the refrigerator on all night. So typically, just to give you guys a little rundown on how I do the power at nighttime, is typically I don't have the refrigerator on when the inverter is on, because the refrigerator does use a lot of power. So when we're traveling around and stuff, that's just on gas. I leave that on gas mostly all the time. I plug it back into electricity when I've got the generator on, or we're plugged up to shore power somewhere in an RV park or something like that. But when we're not, and we're just relying on the battery and the inverter, the refrigerator stays off and it's just on gas. That will help save you a lot, because if you run the refrigerator, that's definitely going to drain you down more, and you're definitely going to have to charge your battery every single day with a generator or plug in somewhere. But if you leave the refrigerator on all night, which we did, our battery is about 62%, had all of our, you know, inverters on, so power to everything, and we had the refrigerator on for a while. And anyways, I forgot to turn it off. It went overnight. I woke up in the morning, battery was at 2%. Everything was still working, no alarms were going off, voltage was still good, but the refrigerator definitely drained it down. So from 62% to about 2%, you know, so that used quite a bit of battery. So if you want to use your refrigerator off electricity, you really don't want to unless you have solar or you have a way of charging it more constant, because if not, you're just going to drain that battery down pretty quick. Now comes the good part. And thanks to SUNGOLDPOWER Solar, It has changed our lives as far as being off-grid here on our new homestead, where the house that we're building and developing this property, because with their solar panels and the system that I have, I am able to maintain almost 100% completely self-sufficient, and it's awesome. So a little rundown when we first got here. We're still in the same system, right? No solar, just the battery and an inverter, all that stuff. Got here to the property, started doing stuff, and I knew I had to do something. Well, out of the blue, I get a message from SUNGOLDPOWER Solar, and they're wanting to know, hey, do you want some free solar panels and check it out and see how they work for you and all that? And I'm like, heck yeah, are you kidding me? Send them my way. So that's what they did. They sent them out. I got those two 415 watt solar panels out there. Two 415 watt SUNGOLDPOWER solar panels. These things are awesome. They're pretty big, but they seem to work fantastic. Now this was just an easy little rack that I made. I actually made it out of the pallet that they sent it on. You can see I got the pallet there, and then I just added some wood to the side and make it as wide as 2 panels, but very basic. That way I can move it around if I need to, because the sun's a little odd in this area, how it moves during the day. So being able to move this is nice. Now you could definitely mount it on top of the roof. And I wish I would have done that a long time ago, because if I would have already had solar during our traveling times, would have made things a lot easier. But definitely here at the homestead, man, it's literally life-changing for us, because it has made it so much more comfortable and so much more easier for everything we do. Because now it just seems like any other place. You walk in and just, I have power. I have power 24/7, and it's awesome. So, and over in this compartment that's a complete mess is where I got my charge controller, and I got my little breaker right there from the solar panels. And then this just goes up and over to the battery. So that's a little tag on there that shows all the information. Now, I'm not a solar panel expert. I'm not any of that. So you guys take those numbers and do what you will with them. And the only thing that I really wasn't too fond of was, man, those cables are so short. The ones that are on the panel, they're like a foot long. So I had to order some extensions to do it. Now, if you're running them in series, they'll probably be just fine, because when they're close, you can hook them together. But I'm running it in parallel. And the reason I'm doing that is because the solar charge controller that I do have for 12 volt, I believe will handle 80 volts. These two combined, when you go in series, you add the voltage. So if it's 40 for one and 40 for the other, now you have 80 volts when you do it in series. And mine's only rated for 80 volt on a 12 volt system. And these two together are like right around 77 something. But we're gonna be getting into winter time here soon. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I've read and seen videos and from other solar people that say during the winter time, your voltage can actually go up because of the coldness. I don't know how that works or whatever, but if that's true, I didn't want to go over, because if your voltage is higher than what your machine, your solar charge controller can handle, you can fry it. So I didn't want to fry it, so I figured, you know what? I don't even want to mess with that. I'll just run it in parallel. That way I'm stuck at the same 38.2 volts or whatever it is. And I'm fine. I'm in the safe zone. And everything seems to be working so good. I just don't want to mess with it anyway. So anyways, you guys do your research on that. I'm not a solar expert as far as that stuff goes. I've hooked up some systems. They're pretty basic if you know how to read instructions and know a little bit of electrical stuff. It's not hard to do. But do your own research on that stuff as versus series versus parallel and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I couldn't be more happier with these solar panels. They're awesome. Thanks again, SUNGOLDPOWER. It's just, man, it's awesome. Another thing is this right here is my brother's trailer. And he doesn't use it much, but we brought it up here and got it set up because he's been coming up every other weekend helping me on the build the house, things like that. He also bought some property, 20 acres, just down the road a little ways from me. So that's pretty awesome. He's gonna be coming here soon too. We're gonna build him a shop and a house. And anyway, so he's been coming up, but he doesn't have a battery, or a battery that works, I should say. He wants to get a system like I have because it's pretty basic. It's probably one of the least expensive ones that you can get to run everything like we do. But for what right now, all we do is we actually run an extension cord from my trailer over to his. Now, he's not running anything big. It's mainly just for lights and things like that. It's water pump for taking showers. But it's pretty cool that just off this one system that I have here, we're able to do kind of both trailers and stuff, which is nice. And it's made it really nice because then he has his own spot, his own place to take a shower, his own bathroom, all that stuff. So, and another thing that I'm really surprised at is how well these solar panels work even when it's cloudy. Now today it's sunny, there is a little bit of smoky haze out there because there's fires over in California and stuff, and it blows this way. But man, even when it's cloudy out, they still produce power, which blows me away because it could be completely cloudy, even rain here and there, and I'm still making power inside. Now, I won't have the fridge plugged in at that time because it's not producing as much power, but with the fridge not plugged in, and I still have enough power for everything, and I'm still anyways, just blows me away. I can't believe how much power it's producing even when there's not sun out. But I'm gonna take a look at their website now, and I'm gonna give you some actual specs and dimensions on these panels, so let's check it out. So first off, let's get some dimensions. So these things are about 44 and 5/8 wide by about 67 3/4. Air compressor and the washer going. Right now it's just maintaining. It's like fluctuating up and down because it's 100%. So it doesn't just keep charging it all the way all the time. It'll do this for a little bit. See the arrows going up? That shows it that it's charging right now, and it's 5 watts above what I'm using. And then here in a second, it'll also just start there. See how it's going up and down? When they're going down, it's not charging. Anyways, I'm at 100%, so it'll kind of fluctuate back and forth on that for a little bit. It says that the 415 watt mono black solar panels, which are the ones I have, are high efficiency models. The model comes with a mono perk half cut technology and has a module efficiency of up to 21.25%. SUNGOLDPOWER 415 watt power provide more output per surface area than most traditional panels. That's what it says right on their website. I'll go ahead and put a link to this down below if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. It does also say that it comes with a 10-year workmanship warranty and has a 25-year performance warranty, so that's pretty cool. So if you're interested in these 415 watt solar panels, you can go to their website and check it out. They have a variety of different panels as well. They have solar charge controllers, inverters, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in any of this, check on the link below, go check it out, maybe get yourself some solar. So those SUNGOLDPOWER solar panels, man, changed everything for us as the way and how we live out here, which is 100% off grid. There's no other power around here. I have to haul my water in right now because we don't have a well, but there's nothing out here. There's nothing, and it's amazing. It's freaking amazing to be unattached from everything. And when the house is built and all that, we will be producing our own power. We'll have a well for our own water, like no utilities, which is awesome. And we'll own the place, which is even more awesome. And it's all free power coming from the sun. It's all free. I'm looking at their system also for when I do the house setup. They have some good all-in-one inverter chargers and all that stuff. So I'm looking at that, maybe getting a couple of those. All right, guys. Well, I hope that helped explain a little bit of what you may or may not be able to use if you have a similar system, about a 300 amp hour lithium battery. You know, you want to upgrade from your stock batteries and don't have a lot of money to throw at something. Well, worth it. It's worked great for us. Man, you add solar, it takes it to a whole nother level. I wish I would have done it sooner, you know, but oh well, it is what it is. Very happy I have the solar now. Thanks again, SUNGOLDPOWER Solar, for hooking me up with these guys. And yeah, we're gonna continue to chug along here on the homestead, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Have a good one.
Left the big city for the simple country life. Found myself a woman that it took for me to be my wife. I was working on the ground come the sun up to sundown. Yeah, I'm trying to make a reputation for a man inside this town. Hard as I try, maybe I just can't. I ain't no up and kinda leaving pain. She kissed me one time and she took my heart. Baby, you can love me, you can leave me, I'm a honky-tonk star. Yeah, I'm a honky-tonk star.